Thanks for joining me for another pick a card reading. Sorry, this reading's been a bit late getting out. There's been a couple of changes to our routine. So, starting from this week, it should be putting the love reading out at the start of the week and then the Celtic general reading out at the end of the week, moving forward from here. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy this Celtic reading. Take a moment to look at the cards and choose which one is for you. And there will be the timestamps in the description box below, along with the cards that I'm using. So enjoy.
Hey, this is for everyone who chose reading number 1, and I'm going to go on straight in with the situation. This is an interesting reading here. There's a lot of major arcana. I wonder if I should go through Cancer's represented here, Libra's represented, Taurus, Virgo, Aries, Pisces, Sagittarius, Aquarius. There's a lot here. But anyway, that doesn't have to mean anything. It may resonate, may not. But the situation is the Fool and the Hermit. So this is, I feel like this person, you are in a situation where there's huge change in your life, and I feel like there's a lot of spiritual awakening happening for you, or a lot of epiphanies or awareness coming in for you at this time. And you are at they've got the Fool, you're at this brand new beginning point, but maybe your cards are close to your chest, or maybe you're still quite introspective about what that new beginning is going to look like, or how to go about it, and all the finer details are still held close, and you're not in action yet. I feel like there's a resistance for action here. You either way, you're at this new cycle in one way or another. You're there, and it's almost, I feel like there's a bit of resistance towards it. In the challenge position, we've got the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups. So this could be a number of things. This could be an offer this could be the new beginning that you're still deeply evaluating. Like, is this right? What's this going to look like? Is this going to be successful? Is it going to work? It could be an offer that's been brought to you that you're not so sure about as well. It could just tie in with that resistance for this new beginning for one reason or another. You're resistant to, or maybe you're just still processing. Could be the case. In their beliefs, we got the Justice, Hanged Man, and the Nine of Wands. So again, more guardedness and pause energy in regards to whatever decision's being made, whatever this new beginning is for you. You're still, like the Hanged Man, you're still in pause, in contemplation, still soul searching, still receiving insight from your own guides or who you connect to. That's that wisdom that you connect to, your own innate sense of wisdom. But the Justice card could also be in regards to a legal situation, if that's pending for you and you're not sure about how it's going to go, how it's going to work out for you. That could be the thing here as well. There's this, the new cycle you're moving into is away from something that was painful. It could also be that you're trying to gain insight on how to turn that painful situation into something that's justified. Like, what did you gain from that? Was what you went through justified? There's a lot of soul searching here, and a lot of healing to be done, with the wounded warrior represented in the Nine of Wands. does talk about being guarded and a bit apprehensive to move forward, or I'm not sure how to move forward. I can see desire to move forward. In the root of the issue, more of the same sort of story we've got coming up again. We've got Six of Swords, Two of Swords, Judgment, and the Three of Swords. So this is this is more spiritual rite of passage, or at least this as an inner calling to heal something and to move on from something, and not just move on, but heal from it truly, move through it, leaving the pain behind. You've been called. There's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear that constantly seems to get triggered along this path. Of course, it's a messy healing path, and no healing is neat and tidy. It doesn't work like that. There's this is quite the journey you've been on. I feel like you've already come quite a long way. Also, there also was the Moon and the Three of Pentacles in the root of the issue. Yes. So fears about what you're building, and more of what we spoke about before, like this new path, what that's going to look like, and how is it going to be successful, and and there's pain about taking this new journey. It's quite painful to go and do this for one reason or another. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, but you just know that you have to. Or you just know that it's upon you for whatever. It'll apply differently. In recent past, we've got the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So this could be a number of things again. So if you're a feminine, this could represent you stepping into your power perhaps more. Feel it, like stepping more into your feminine energy. These are two very feminine energies, both mother energies, intuitive, healing, nurturing, abundant, very strong energies. These are both the mothers. It could be, we had recently had Mother's Day, but it could represent, this is in recent past, so it could represent connection with mothers or the feminines in your life. Or it being you and being that strong feminine, and as you heal and move through this, because these are very intuitive healing energies, and the whole reading so far is definitely talking about expanded consciousness as you move through this, gaining a lot of wisdom as you move through this. This could be your external partner if you're a masculine as well. This could be your feminine, because I do also have in the outcome, I've got the Emperor, so that's represented here. There's a lot of soulmate cards here with that. Take it how it applies. It could be a partner that's in your life. There's that energy is showing up here too, and could be there. Still got to check back to see what section I'm up to. I think I'd remember it by now. In the near future position, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Fresh new energy. This is that new beginning you're at that you might not be so sure about, but it's coming in, and it's a prosperous new beginning with that Ace of Pentacles, and this is getting clear on that, or perhaps speaking your truth on that, or perhaps this is a purchase that you're making, or speaking of a purchase that you're making. We've got celebration as well. This is very joyful energy. This is successful energy that's coming in for you. So if there's something you've planned to do, maybe there's some sort of progress in regards to that. This is also friendship, reunions, coming together with people and celebrating. So yeah, altogether there's something fresh and new coming in that's worth celebrating for you in the near future, and that could be tomorrow onwards. There's reading for time is hard. So self-perception, and I love this, I really love this. This is awesome. The 10 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. This is gaining victory over what your happily ever after looks like. And you know you're doing that. And that's been painful, I can see that. There's a lot of healing that's needed to be done and still needs to be done. And you've come a long way. But the steps you've taken this far, like I said, I feel like it's been quite a journey for you. The steps you've taken this far have just you've just, like, I just feel like you've jumped timelines. You've really secured your success because of the action you've taken and stuck up for yourself, perhaps, or lifted yourself up out of something, if that applies. But you've gained success over this. This is a battle over your long-term happiness, and you're kicking ass. Even if that's painful, of course it's painful, it's messy as. But life is messy, it's beautiful. Now, in outside perception, so this is the people closest to you, how they're perceiving you at this time. It's 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. Beautiful. So, if this is a life partner that you's in your life, they're seeing you, as exactly that, so solid and stable in their life. If this could be your children looking at you as really providing them the best life that you can and really kicking some goals and seeing you succeeding. And if that was you rising up in recent past with this Empress and this mother energy, your kids are seeing that. If there's something there for you, if it's something you've wanted to show to your kids, or someone in your family home, your partner or whatever that may be. But the people around you are perceiving you as also soulmate energy or a connection from your past lives. This is also people seeing you as, I guess, especially if you're building something, you're on this new journey, you're not sure about, that Ace of Pentacles coming in for you. They're seeing you take action on goals that are for the bigger picture. In the action advice, I love it. The 6 of Wands, the Star, and the 5 of Cups. You're choosing public victory and healing and restoring hope in your life and direction and getting on path and just totally taking care of yourself. And you're choosing that over this wallowing victim mentality or depression or grieving. You're just moving out of that, whatever that was for you, that heavier energy of loss, where you perhaps stayed there a little bit too long, and you've just decided to finally rise up out of that and see that there's a lot of opportunity waiting for you, and you've started to take those steps. I can see you've come far. This is not I know you're at the beginning of a new cycle, but this journey is longer than long. Your advice is the advice from Spirit is to continue working through this healing that you're working on, this heavy energy, and continue moving into this. You're being divinely guided. You know which way to go. You're being guided, and you will make it there. You can just keep going. That's the advice. Keep going, and celebrate your victories too. Celebrate your success. 3 of Cups is a celebration, and this is a public victory. So, when people are acknowledging the work that you do, sit with that. Don't reject it. If you have a problem with receiving compliments, look into that. That might be a message for someone too. Sit with why, if that's for you, why you might need to reject that. Why can't you be as amazing as that person is trying to give to you or tell you? Why is that? Yeah. Likely outcome, yes. I had to check the book for the outcome one. It's the last one. Oh well. In the outcome, we've got Emperor and the High Priestess. So again, more talk of this sacred knowledge and being guided, to being divinely guided. And the Emperor is very clear, strong action. It's highly capable and an authority. I feel like it's just a rise in power, a rise into your power, a rise into your own authority, and just stepping up, leveling up. We have that Empress here in the reading as well, so it's beautiful. A beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energy in your life, whether that's in you, and you are both Emperor and Empress, or a partner for you. They also have the Two of Wands and the Temperance card in the outcome. So, that's that talk of that new beginning, doing things differently, taking a whole new path, surrendering to that, being divinely guided, having patience for yourself and for that path, and just trusting that each step is guided, and you know what to do. I can see you know what to do. So the outcome is totally a rise in power, and perhaps deepening your ability to surrender and flow with the universe, but also married with that ability to totally create. Like, these are beautiful energies married together. It's practical, logical, masculine energy that gets things done and applies the right force. And whereas this is more, intuitive and magnetic and feminine. So, perhaps learning to balance those two energies in all paths forward. Like, I feel like that's a huge part of the lesson in this journey, is your ability to just let go and trust that you're in good hands and everything's going to be fine. I did also get a oracle card from the Druid animal, and it was dog. And I'll just read the bit from the book. The time may come when you need to act with the spirit of Ku, which is dog in Druid, to defend your values or protect that which you hold sacred. Faithfulness, trust and loyalty are vital in close relationships, and the time may have come for you to focus on these qualities, to develop them gradually in yourself and to appreciate them in others. So that may be a message for you also. The key words for this card are guidance, protection and loyalty. And I feel like this is quite loyalty to self and the path ahead, and loyalty to that path, and committed to your journey and to your healing, and trusting that everything's going to be fine, and being able to let go and know that you're okay, trusting that you're protected and that this is right for you, and that you're capable, you know what you're doing. So I hope that resonated and helped you in some way or another, and I'll leave it there. See you next time. Hey, this is for everyone who chose group number 2, and I will jump straight in. You might have had trouble choosing between 1 and 2 maybe, because I do see similar energy here, but then again I do see we're all sort of at the beginning of something new, especially as we sort of collectively come out of, or for some of us come out of isolation, and things start to return to normal, or but there's a lot of journeying going on, a lot of new beginnings sort of energy, or big decisions being made, huge changes, and that's reflective here in the first cards for you with the Wheel of Fortune, huge change, and then the Page of Wands. So this could be a message coming in about change, but for the most part I feel like this is you striking off onto the next chapter of your journey. Pretty determined to succeed, probably, I feel like Page of Wands is that passionate and creative energy. It's quite fire energy. So there's a lot of wands actually in this reading. So it could be that you're a fire sign, or just that this is something that is it's the soul calling that's taking you there, and it's here throughout the whole reading. Like this, there's a lot of big decisions that seem to be being made here in the collectives that I'm reading for that are, based on our healing and our expanding our consciousness and becoming more aware and living more consciously and making decisions that are in alignment with our highest good and moving out of situations that are toxic. And I just see a lot of healing in the collective that I read for, and people making huge decisions. But I should also go through what star signs I've got here: Cancer, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, Leo. But anyway, that may or may not resonate for you, those star signs. Now, something interesting here also, I've got the Fool card, which is that fresh new beginning energy, but I've also got every single ace in the deck out. And so in your challenge position, we've got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And that's in the challenge position. It's like, if this is to do with a love situation, if this is relationship based, we have got Two of Cups and the Lovers here. We've got a lot of romantic energy in this reading. And this is the challenge. Is it that you haven't spoken your truth about this love? You haven't, if this is fresh new, like they can see that this is fresh new energy. Is it that this new journey I just see leveling up here. So it's like this, if this is a relationship, it's like this relationship causes you to find your truth and look at unconditional love and the qualities of unconditional love. There's a lot here about leveling up and healing. Is it? Yeah. It's so interesting. I'm going to get another card here. Oh, for the challenge. So I want to see, how is that your challenge? What have I got here? Okay, Queen of Swords. So, yeah, have you not spoken your truth about it? Have you not been clear about it? Or is it that you've been clear about it and that's brought up a challenge? The Queen of Swords is somebody who I feel has been through a lot, and she doesn't really want to put herself back in those sorts of positions. So she's gotten clear on what her truth is, and she speaks up for herself. She's her own advocate in that way. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something, I don't know why this is exactly in the challenge position. There's something challenging your new beginning here, whether it's you haven't spoken about it or you haven't taken the steps yet, or maybe we can come back to this. Very interesting. In the beliefs, we've got the Two of Cups and the Fool. So, yeah. Maybe there is just no challenge here. Maybe that's why we've got, I'm trying to find a challenge and I just can't seem to find it. There is challenges, obviously. We've got the Tower card here, for crying out loud. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Death card, and we've got the Devil and the Hanged Man, Justice and Judgment. There's challenges here, but just in the challenge position, it seems like if this is new love or fresh new love here, I can see something about that is challenged for you. But in the beliefs area, though, it's that this is a beautiful love for you, and that you do believe in this love. This is, if this is not, I can't even say if this is not love related, because it's just too clearly romantic, this reading. But if it's not, this can also be just your energy and you being in balance and making decisions that are in alignment with your heart space and your logic and your physical reality based in logic, grounded in logic, but intuitively guided to that beautiful balance and moving into a new journey with that. There's a lot of free-spiritedness that comes with this new journey for you. Maybe you get whatever the change, I say journey, but it could just be a change that's happened or happening that gives you more free time maybe, or more just ability to have more freedom in your life in one way or another. I would love to hear back from the people who chose this reading, because it's one of those ones that I just need to hear what happened. Tell me about it. Because like sometimes it's clear as day, you just see what's going on, but other ones it's like, oh, this could mean a million things. And I connect to so many different energies, so it's root of the issue. The Four of Wands. So this could be a twin flame marriage type card. Death, Tower, and Nine of Swords. So if there is a change within a love relationship happening here, like the challenge being that Ace of Cups, so you're not being received, or is something happening to block a union. The root of the issue is there's been a Tower moment and things have changed completely. Death card. It's for the better though. It's happening for the connection. Absolutely, you wait till you see the outcome. This is happening for the connection, but this is anxiety inducing and this is scary. I know that there's such high vibe cards in the situation and in the challenge and in the beliefs. And I guess that just speaks to you and your ability to navigate these changes and these challenges and this rebirth and this healing and this, you know what you're doing. You're a very strong person. So yeah, the root of the issue is something blown up within, something's shifted dramatically in the dynamic of your home life perhaps, or going to, or probably already has, because you are at a new beginning here. I feel like the Tower moment's quite past, especially with a lot of this high vibe energy that is surrounding. But whatever the root of this issue is, it's for you, not to you. Just use that mantra, because it really is. I might put that aside. I just noticed another oracle card that may be relevant. So in the recent past, we've got 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Knight of Wands. That is really, really cool energy. That is, some sort of wish fulfillment has come in for you. It's to do with your long-term success, long-term grounded success, whether it's a purchase you've made or something successful within your business, or some sort of financial aid or something in the material realm. A wish fulfilled, a wish has become fulfilled for you in recent past. There's also, if this is a love connection, this could be grounding there. If it was like sort of hot and cold energy, on and off, this could be grounding that connection into something more stable, or having those conversations around long-term commitments rather than anything that may have been a little bit flaky or fleeting. And so that could apply to love or business or whatever. If it was something that was a little bit high energy, low energy, however you want to call it, something that's, because this can be a bit impulsive energy, but it's also quite driven to succeed too. And if it's sexual, it's really high passionate sexual energy, chemistry and that sort of stuff too. So if that applies, also it could be that you've managed to navigate a way, figure out a way to to make whatever this change is work for you, and like in that sense of having security but also freedom. Yeah. So in the near future position, that's the other two aces we've got. They were right there in the middle of the reading. 4 aces. That's crazy. Along with the Fool card, along with the Wheel of Fortune card, along with that Tower that had to crumble. Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. This is beautiful. And in the physical realm. So in the challenges position with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, I thought we might be able to come back to it. These are energies of the mental realm and the emotional realm. So it could just be this internal anxiety or turmoil, or this, induced by the change and Tower moments that may have happened or happening. This rebirth that's being triggered. The challenge could be in the mental realm, getting clear on that, or feeling like, being able to put the puzzle together so it makes some sort of sense to you, perhaps, if that applies, or also in that heart space. But in the near future, we've got, the monetary realm, the physical realm in the Pentacle, and we've got the soul fire realm, passion and creativity and drive forward, that oomph. So it could be that a decision, it could be that something happens in regards to a decision around money or a purchase or something like that in the very near future, where you're taking action on something brand new in the physical realm. In the self-perception, we've got the World, Justice and Judgment. So I guess that does speak of this, what it was that crumbled. You have accepted that it's crumbled. I feel like you're in a place where you're maybe trying to figure out the justice within that situation, but you're also at a place where you're closing that out. You're like all the aces are here. The Fool is here. The Wheel is turned. You're in the new cycle. That's it. And maybe there's a lot more to happen on this journey. Of course, a lot will happen. But you're out of that old one, and you're not really in the void anymore, perhaps. You know how, like, at this end of one cycle and the beginning of another one, there's that weird void zone. I feel like you're almost past that, or at the end of that, perhaps. But the World card is that closing out of a cycle, and there's so much fresh new energy here. This is your self-perception. You see that you've successfully closed that out, and that you're seeking the wisdom on that. You're being called onto this new journey. You're aware of that calling. I feel like you have a lot of hope that the future for you, like what crumbled was painful. It was painful when it crumbled, but I feel like it was also painful when it existed. And I feel like the next journey for you is a lot more abundant, a lot more love-filled, a lot fairer on you, if that applies. And that has a lot to do with your own leveling up. We attract experiences that we need to grow, and so there's certain growths, certain areas you may have strengthened or will strengthen on this journey that will only bring you more abundance and more beautiful experiences, because you choose love and healing over fear and holding on to pain. And when we do that, our vibration lifts, our life lifts, everything changes. We just attract what we are, and I just see a lot of that growth for you here. I feel like I'm not telling you anything you don't already know with that one. In the outside perceptions, break it down. So this could be 2 different people perceiving you, or it doesn't matter really. The people closest to you can see that you're in a place of healing some old karmic wounds, or old ties that bind you, or old bondage connections. This could be addictions, it could be karmic connections, all sorts of things. Like I can see here that what it was that crumbled had to go, and you can see you're healing from, or the people around you can see that you're healing from that and withdrawing. Perhaps you're choosing, like I just said a moment ago, you're choosing healing and love, And you may be in pause about that and surrendering to that path and sort of letting it take you in whatever direction it needs to take you. And the Page of Pentacles, King of Wands, is either it's another person perceiving you, or it could be the same way, but you're like I said, past that void zone. So moving on to a creative new manifestation, a creative new beginning, where you've got this big vision and you're ready to take those steps and make it happen. This is the King of Wands is energy that, you know, it moves and it succeeds. It's leadership energy. And this is a new manifestation, a new beginning. It's being curious about life, and it's ready to learn and ready to increase and learn new skills and develop and yeah. I feel a lot of energy rush in at that time. There's a lot of limitless potential in what you're moving forward into. In the action advice, the Chariot and the High Priestess. So just trust your intuition and trust all these aces that you're moving forward into. Trust the wheel of fortune as it turns. Trust that Spirit's got your back. You know, the High Priestess is that sacred knowledge. It is that spirit wisdom. It is, you know, connecting to source. And this is moving forward with confidence in your decisions and in from an empowered position, empowered by spirit, empowered by your inner knowing. In the outcome position, woo, drum roll, we got 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands, the Star, the Lovers, and the 10 of Cups. I pulled, I asked if this is a relationship reading, can you show me the outcome for that couple? I got the Lovers and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, gorgeous, just beautiful soulmate coming together happily ever after. Like whatever it is that crumbled had to crumble so that you can build something solid. We saw that reflected here in that 10 of Pentacles. Wishes coming true, taking the steps, talking about it. But yeah, for those that are in relationship, that was the outcome. But for the outcome in general, either way, it's success. It's success on both sides of the party, whether you're in a relationship or this is to do with business or something completely different. We've got, you know, healing, you're divinely guided. You're moving forward with that, you know, and that is being divinely guided and restoring hope in your life, and that is public success and being recognised for all the hard work and healing that you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're being successful. Movement forward. This is also conversations and like this is hearing a lot of feedback about your work as well. So that this is nothing but moving forward into success with high velocity and a lot of support behind you. I also got a Druid animal card, and it was Ram for this one. Ram. And the keywords are sacrifice, breakthrough, and achievement. Rihu is Ram in Druid. Rihu brings the ability to achieve a breakthrough. Attached to its place of birth, the ram represents connection, rootedness, and stability, and yet also the power to penetrate, overcome, and achieve. Working with the ram as your ally will help you find the inner strength you need to succeed, and at the same time, you need not fear losing your head on the dizzy heights of success, because Ram will help keep you grounded and will remind you of the practical necessities of life by persevering, being patient and attending to your daily life as well as your future goals. You will find the day comes when you achieve a breakthrough, reaching your goals and discovering that you have come home. I like that come home part, and that would be definitely applicable to those who are in relationship here, that what you're going through is bringing you to a nicer place, regardless, relationship or not. You're coming home. It's beautiful. I did also see, when I was looking over to the side, this Adder card, and I just want to have a look at the keywords and see if it was applicable. I just felt, because it's 2 snakes wrapping around each other in like a mating dance, and I do see a lot of Lovers energy here, so bear with me as I have a look at that. Totally. Transformation, healing and life energy. Nahir is Ada in Druid. Nahir offers healing and transformation. Its ability to glide into the darkness through crevices in the rocks connects it to the under or other world and the realm of death. With that death card here too. It is the totem animal of the earth goddess and also the sky father sun god. It represents our ability to die and be reborn. The energy that enables us to be born on earth is sexual energy. But this is also necessitates our death. Befriending Ada or snake power will enable you to journey through life gracefully and magically, shedding your old life easily when the time comes, whether that old life be of the physical body or of a stage in this present incarnation. That was probably even a better card than Ram for this reading. So I'm going to leave that there for you guys. That was really cool. I'm excited for you. I'd love to hear how that resonated with you down in the comments below, and I look forward to reading to you again next time. Bye. Hey, this is for everyone who chose group number 3, and this one is a little bit intense. You can see that there's a lot going on for the people who've chosen this one. So let's just go on into the situation at hand. Right in the center of your reading, you've got the Hanged Man and the Ten of Wands. So something, I'm surprised I can't see the Tower card here. I do feel like there's been a Tower moment happened for you. It's something very heavy for you to carry, and you are perhaps deeply reflective at the moment, going within, being a bit introspective about how to navigate this challenge and change that's come up for you. Just going to have another Page of Swords. Okay, yeah. Page of Swords with the Hanged Man is definitely perception-based energy, so you're needing to look at this situation differently, and it will help you a great deal. I noticed when I said that at 1:11 on my recording time, but this is a time of deep soul searching and deep connecting to your guides and going within to find the wisdom here. There's always happening. These situations are always happening for us and not to us, and so there's always a blessing in these situations. And at this point, those blessings might not be so easy to see, because it does feel like this is maybe blindsided you or left you just feeling really unsure about the path ahead. But it's a matter of you needing to look at it differently, and the situation can serve you. So moving on into the challenge position, we've got the Three of Wands and the Nine of Swords, the Empress and the Lovers. So if this is if the issue that's come up here is to do with the relationship that may have come to an end or shifted or changed in some way, if this is a problem within a relationship and a couple here, because I'm in the beliefs area, I have got the Ten of Swords and the Emperor, which was reversed. The Emperor was reversed. So it could be that if this is a relationship breakdown, that you're maybe having trouble letting it go, or sort of, if it is, letting it go, or just sort of going through the motions of it, I guess. This is, it's big change, and it's causing a bit of anxiety for you, I can see here, and about the future, about what's going to come next, what happens next, where does it go from here, whatever this change is that's brought a burden upon you. I feel like, again, because we've got the Page of Swords and the Hanged Man and that need for you to use your wisdom here and look at this differently to help you, rather than sort of look at the future with fear. The challenge is a Lovers and the Empress as well, so that challenge could be that significant other, if it does talk about a relationship, but if there's something else within your life, the challenge could be that you maybe not feeling in your power, or not feeling like that, yeah, I would say not feeling in your power, not feeling like you've got the ability to cause change, maybe looking at the effect of something more than looking at the cause of something, not empowering self, and that could come back to just not looking at it in a certain way, just needing to shift a perception around this, and it will serve you. The challenge could be in, like I said, with the Lovers, if that was a partner connection, with the feminine. I feel like because the masculine, the energy came out in reverse. If this is a relationship, the feminine, it could be that the masculine has left, or perhaps the masculine's been at cause. Yeah, I feel like this. It's just at this time. It's just so heavy that it's hard to see forward. That's all, and it's like going through the motions. So like I feel like I want to go a bit easier on you, with how you're navigating this, because you are. It's quite big and you're in it. So cut you some slack here. What I feel. In the beliefs area, we've got the Two of Cups and the Justice card. So, some sort of truth perhaps coming out about a connection, whether that's ended with the Ten of Swords and the Emperor in reversed, end of relationship, and that is a masculine that's not in his power. It could be manipulative energy. It could be controlling, domineering type of energy. It could just merely mean that the masculine has left this connection. It could be that you're working through a challenge in the connection, and the masculine needs to leave a way of being behind. Perhaps the masculine, if this is a relationship, it could be dealing with something's triggered some huge fears anyway. Some of those deeper fears, wounds, karmic bonds, and karmic energy. So the beliefs I feel though here with the Lovers and Empress card, there's a lot of energy here that speaks about rising up. I've seen this, maybe it was harder to choose a reading today because they're all very similar energies. This one is probably the more different one. The other two were closer. But this one, it all speaks of huge cycles closing out, and what we're learning from that, what we're taking from it with us into the next cycle. And this one I feel like is still in the closing, like it hasn't... Still very much in it, finishing up perhaps, but in it, closing out still, if that applies. So in the beliefs, it could also be that you want justice, you're seeking justice over a situation, whether that's, this could be actual family courts stuff as well, if there is something to do with children, custody and things like that, pending for you, that could apply, divorce, all those sorts of legality issues can be represented with that Justice card. This could also be marriage type, talking about divorce if that was the ending that came to be. So yeah, the beliefs are that this is what's giving you a lot of heaviness at the moment, a bit of anxiety, causing a lot of change. And the root of the issue, I don't typically take reversals, but if they flop out that way, I will. Four of Cups and the Two of Swords upright, and then the Temperance and the Eight of Cups in reverse. So I feel like this is, yeah, there's a lot. I feel like I'm connecting to somebody who's still very much in something, and maybe emotionally and mentally triggered by it still, perhaps, or it's still there. It's happening still. So they're not seeing perhaps very clearly, and that's what I mean at the start about needing to look at it differently. And that'll come in time. That's what I mean about going easy on you too. Like, that'll come in time. But then there's this element of you perhaps wanting to just be somewhere further than you already are, like just wanting to get past this bit perhaps, and needing to practice maybe moderation. Maybe it's that you don't want, it's very clear you don't want to experience this, or this is hard to experience. Like you don't. There's resistance to this experience, of course, because it's a challenge. And you're very, like, the root of the issue is a lot of uncertainty, and having to sort of, I feel like you've had to navigate a lot of the deeper challenges in regards to this on your own for some reason. I feel like you've had to do a lot of the support yourself through a lot of this, and that's continuing on. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, so it does talk about wanting to give something another go and not wanting to give up, not wanting to end and walk away. So there is, there is a desire to use your resources and make things evolve and change instead of ending, if that's the case, if something was ending. We could also have, with that Ten of Swords and the Emperor, literal death, if it has affected your life, if there has been a father figure who's passed or a masculine energy who's passed, that could be the case as well. And there could be things to settle around that with the Justice card, like will arrangements and stuff like that. And there could be some just challenges through experiencing that grief. I can see that timeline possible here as well. So in the recent past position, we've got the Seven of Wands, Six of Cups, and the Judgment card. So yeah, the trumpet, the angel's trumpet has been trumpeted, has been blown. It's a calling, it's a decision, it's the Judgment day. The Six of Cups and the Seven of Wands, I'm seeing, like, one of my fellow reader, darling sister friends, often describes the Seven of Wands as forging a new way. And I really like that description of the Seven of Wands, because it is, even though a lot of the time this can be defensiveness, or competition, or I think a lot of these different people coming at this person and he's like, get back. It can also be like I said, forging a new way, where we're not wanting to act out in the old ways we perhaps used to in these situations, and choosing a new road, a new path. This can also be, again, whether I said something to do with family courts or things to do with the family home, if something's happened in that area. This can also be defending the family home, defending the children, defending your right as a parent, or something like that could be reflected here in the recent past position, that you have maybe had to defend yourself as a parent, or in regards to the family home, or your decisions being made in that area. In the near future position, we've got the Death card, the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Magician. This is a lot of resources at your fingertips, a lot of change with the Death card, of course, and needing to apply yourself to a plan, perhaps, to achieve. Like, this is a natural progression. You can see that. Some sort of change and growth when we see the Death card, a transformation of sorts. But I'm seeing such grounded practical energy here in this beautiful Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, taking those steps to achieve a plan. This is slow, methodical energy. And this, the Queen of Pentacles, is being quite self-made, self-sufficient, powerful, abundant, nurturing, healing energy. And then the Magician is just limitless potential and having a lot of resources at your fingertips and in your tool belt, a lot of skills developed as well. So it does talk about a natural progression coming for you, and that could be in the money realm, whether that's if this is work related, where something's had to end, so you're building a new foundation or a new creative journey. Like this is Knight, Queen, Magician, it just grows. So the path forward from this is in the future position, tomorrow onwards, from this moment, it's just your growth and needing to look at this differently, because it can serve you, and there is a pot of gold here waiting at the end of this situation. The way you're perceiving self. The Star, the Devil, and the Two of Pentacles. So this is the burden, the devil energy. This is the connections to karmic situations and karmic cords. If this is a breakdown situation, you need to cut those cords. It's important to do that and watch where your energy goes. If this is addictions that you're navigating, or on all levels, mental, emotional, substance, all sorts of addictions. This is healing, beautiful, hope energy. And this is juggling and navigating challenge and change energy, navigating some chaos sometimes, a lot of different responsibilities. And these are two very dualistic energies here. And in the middle, you're navigating these two. You're navigating this, I almost wanted to say brutal change. So if something's happened that has been brought about brutal change for you, that may apply. But yeah, navigating this, like forging a new way of being, perhaps, navigating your way out of this old template of whether that's instant gratification or running from the wounds, or whatever it is that you use to mask, and facing it and healing. Also, I asked a bit deeper on what you're healing, and we got the Three of Swords and the Moon card. So these are deep wounds. These could be childhood wounds, or that have been reopened by this experience. This is an energy of betrayal as well. It can be. So it could be, if this is a relationship breakdown, that there maybe was some dishonesty or secrecy involved here. But that doesn't apply to everybody. I definitely don't see that as a thick timeline, if that makes sense. It's like the thickness of the timeline sort of is the most collective. I don't know how to draw that up for you, but yeah, you're doing some deep healing at this time, and it's probably really exposed. The wounds being quite exposed, and that's why I said at the start that I hope I said at the start that this may be a triggering reading. I hope I said that. I have now. How others are perceiving you at this time, those closest to you and around you, is the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So you may be withdrawing completely to handle this, to figure out what you're doing. Everything I've said so far, you may be feeling the heaviness of this at this time. But there's also, there's so much uncertainty and not, resistance to this experience, but these are still quite positive cards in how others are perceiving you. They're seeing you as going within for the wisdom, maybe keeping your cards close to your chest, and looking to what's next for you, looking for that, the Wheel of Fortune to turn. You may be waiting for divine intervention. You may be just waiting to see what happens next for you, or how this is to unfold. Let's see if there's anything else there. Seven of Swords. So, and then the Strength card and Nine of Wands. I'll read all of those, I think. So yeah, feeling a little bit guarded and wanting to protect yourself, perhaps from the journey ahead, or from the whole world at this moment, as you go within to seek your own counsel and to, rely on your own inner resources and inner strength to move through this and figure out what's next and how to navigate what's next, because that is a solution-based card, I like to think. This is trying to strategize. I'll just get another one for the next, because we've got action, I'll take that. Action, advice, area, Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Strength card. What's the other one? Okay, you want to come out. And the Nine of Swords, or Nine of Wands. Right. So you, in the advice from Spirit, it's to follow that intuition. It's to look at this from a loving perspective. So that this is not happening for you, to you. Sorry, this is happening for you. That may be the perception you need to take on in regards to this experience. But it's also to see the love in this situation from an unconditional point of view, and that all experiences do serve, and that I don't want to beat you over the head with that at this moment, because I feel like you just maybe need a hug. Maybe not all of you, but I feel like the advice is to just soften and rely on your own inner strength. We've got the Wounded Warrior card here, Nine of Wands, so that is energy of wanting to protect yourself, but it could also be letting love in, letting the guard down a little bit if you can as you go through. I feel like this is a going through the motions thing, and it's just Spirit saying, take care of yourself, please. Use that wisdom that you've got for self-care, and actually do those things. Do the things you know to do when you need to pick yourself up, and to look after your mental health and the way that you're viewing this. And if you're going down these holes of thoughts or anything like that, know when to recognize it and pull yourself back out and refocus. If that applies. That may not be applying for everybody, but if you are finding yourself really getting stuck sometimes within the mental realm in regards to this change, or then be proactive and in your own self-love practices. Be proactive. Actually get up and do the thing. Whatever that thing is that works for you, get up and do that. Just do it. No, really do it. In the likely outcome, we've got Queen of Swords, the World, Two of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. And so, like, with the people that were, if this is a relationship breakdown, that's more symbolized here as well, with that, Queen of Swords getting clear about what she wants and what she's doing, and speaking her truth on that. And sometimes heads will roll when this card comes out. The World card is, I feel like she's looking at this cycle completed clearly. She's looking at it for what it is now. So that again talks to me about you're just in it maybe at the moment. If you're not seeing the whole picture yet, maybe you can. But this is in the outcome position, so you do gain clarity. Just give yourself that self-love and time. Temperance being in reversed in the root of the issue is that, like maybe you're wanting to be further down the track and past this than you are, and just, needing to, if it's not practice moderation, it's practice more balance and patience and, surrender with self and with the path that you're on. And you do that, and I feel like that brings you the clarity of seeing this for what it is in the totality of what it is. And that brings about the Two of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. So, this is a new direction. Forging a new way comes up again here when we see this old wand, the old paths, and taking a new path, a new journey, a new, so much, uncharted territory sometimes. So forging a new way is what this Queen of Wands chooses to do. And the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful, abundant card, but it's also the single lady card. So if it was a breakup that happens in this reading, it's moving on into closing that cycle out and moving into a place of self-sufficiency and content with what you have. Okay, just had a little visitor for a second. As I was closing out with that Nine of Pentacles and then taking a new path, closing out an old cycle, that was in the outcome area, and now I'll move on to the oracle card, which was Water Dragon, and I'll read it straight from the book. Dragushku, Dragushku is the pronunciation for Water Dragon in Druid, because you're going to need that information. Brings that which is hidden into the light of day. Memories and wishes which may have long laid forgotten or repressed in the unconscious may emerge to frighten or overwhelm you with their apparent negativity or destructiveness. Facing these experiences with compassion and courage will, in the end, bring you to an experience of greater depth of the soul and a greater sense of connectedness to all life. Although you may at times feel overwhelmed with emotion, with time you will be able to achieve a sense of balance and stability as these strong feelings are integrated in your consciousness. And I do see that here with that Queen of Swords in that outcome, you know, really getting clarity on the situation, totally. And yeah, finding balance, finding stability. And because at the moment things with that Temperance reverse, a bit off balance perhaps, you know, and that's what happens when things happen. And it's a really challenging time for everybody at the moment. All these readings have been about navigating change, and this reading has been no exception to that. So I hope this brought some sort of clarity and comfort for you, and I look forward to reading again next time. Bye.